are Confessional Magazine. I am Taywell, and this is More to the Story, brought to you today by Iris and Bo, whose toner helps keep my laugh lines in check, because you never know what our guests are going to say. Visit irisandbo.com today and use code CONFESSIONAL for 20% off.
So much love in this heart of mine.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Confessional Magazine, and I am Taylor, and I am here today with the Happy Pits.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having us.
Of course. So I first heard of you guys on Alt Nation. You guys are on there all the time in my car. I just got a new car with Sirius for the first time, and I don't even think I have any other channels besides you guys and Dave Matthews Radio are the two that I actually have installed in my car now.
Ross and you could go on forever about Dave Matthews, side note, but
yeah, he's a good man. So why don't you tell us where you guys are from?
Is Ross or Calvin gonna go first?
Actually, let's introduce ourselves first. So we've got Ross and Calvin and
Luke,
and your names on the screen. Look at me go! Really hitting this one out of the park already, guys. So yeah, tell me about where you came from. Where are you guys from? How did you meet? Let's start there.
well, we are all from New Jersey. Ross was born in Scotland, side note, so that's where he gets his fancy soothing voice from. But yeah, we pretty much, Ross and Calvin met in high school. We all went to the same high school. We went to North Hunterdon High School. And they met in Latin class and kind of talked to each other a little bit, and then ended up not reconvening until later, I think they met when they were sophomores, right, guys?
Freshman year.
We met freshman year. We didn't hang out until end of junior year.
Yeah.
Where he came to my house.
But yeah, these guys, I mean, I don't know. Do you want me to tell the story, or are you telling the story?
You're doing a great job.
Doing great.
Okay, cool. So they ended up meeting in Latin class, reconvened later, and they were I think Ross was throwing a charity event at a venue that we've played twice now, Stangl in Flemington, New Jersey. And Ross was like, hey, do you want to come out and play some of your cello and, do some good stuff for charity? And Calvin was like, heck yeah. So Calvin ended up playing there, and then Calvin did some originals, and Ross was like, hey, that's super good. Do you want to write originals together? Yeah. Or work on them together? So they ended up, basically writing the first EP. And then I'm actually best friends with Ross's brother. I'm a grade above them. And I always heard of Ross. I didn't really know Calvin too well. And then it ended up all coming together. Kyle was Ross's brother was like, hey, to them, they were trying to find a drummer, and they're he was like, oh yeah, I know Luke, he's my good friend, he plays drums. And then they hit me up, and they were recording in Patterson. Yeah. And I went to William Patterson, so it was a great 7-minute drive away. And I was like, oh my gosh, 70, they're giving me $70. It's the most money I've ever made in my life. It was awesome.
You're a paid musician now.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, it's happening. And so, yeah, we ended up meeting, and we had I guess 4 total hours of rehearsal plus recording the drums for the first EP. And they were like, thanks, man. That's awesome. And I remember driving home, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was the most fun I've had playing music ever. This is so much fun. And then I didn't, I went on my merry way. And then a week later, they hit me up. They're like, dude, it's or I guess it was a few weeks later, because you kind of got to wait for Spotify to upload it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got on Fresh Finds playlist, and they're like, dude, our song already has 120,000 streams or whatever. And I was like, whoa. And yeah, it kind of just from there on just ended up being all right, I guess we're doing this, guys. Nice to meet you again. We're going to be partners forever.
So how long ago was that?
That was 2016.
Yeah, I think it was November 2016. Penn State gave us our first show offer. They were $750 for a 1 hour set in our lounge. We were we could retire with this kind of money.
Yeah.
Like,
After the
all
initial
right,
$70,
yeah, I
that
flew
was
back up from like, Georgia, where I was going to college there,
Uh-huh.
and like just for the weekend, just to play that one show, and like that was like the first time spending more than like 2 hours with Luke.
Yeah.
Was our first show. Ross taught him all of the songs, and yeah,
Yeah.
I just came back and we
I
played.
totally forgot. That was such a weird time. I remember it was just me and Ross. He's like, "All right, so this part, Calvin will be doing this, and then we were kind of thinking you go like," and I was like this, and he's like, "Yeah, man." And then it was very interesting. Of like, okay, I already like quit. I quit school and like everything I was doing, and I had not met Calvin for more than like 4 hours, and I was like, I really hope I'm making
That's
the right decision.
Yeah, that's like really going like all in on this.
Yeah,
Like,
I definitely I sent it, as some people would say, and
yeah,
it worked out pretty well. So
We
I'm
thought
very
I mean,
happy.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Sorry.
no, go ahead. You're good.
I was just gonna say we all looked at it and we were like, "This is our shot. People are listening to our music. Let's just drop everything and go for it." And so we just like reassembled and stumbled
Good
into.
for you, because a lot of people don't do that so easily. You know, you get comfortable in, you know, where you are, or like the fear of maybe we're not gonna make it or it's not gonna be magic. But like, I seriously, so I was driving to pick up lunch yesterday, and Hold Me Down came on to Sirius, and I pulled my car over, and I just like sat there, and I was like, first of all, these are like, I'm not trying to call you kids because we're probably
It's
not that
okay, we
far
get it
apart
all
in
the time.
age.
I view it as a compliment.
But like, these kids are like rocking it, and they've got it like that, like it's there, it's in the music, you feel it in every like word of it. I seriously pulled the car over, and I was just like, I'm gonna be talking to these kids tomorrow. Like, and this is like badass. Like, good
Thank
on
you so
you guys
much.
for like, you know, going all in and deciding to take that chance, because that had to have been scary.
Oh, definitely.
It definitely was.
We
Yeah.
would not have been able to do it without like the support of our parents, especially
That
Ross's parents.
how did they take that? Because I know some parents would be like, yeah, finish college and then we'll talk.
That's literally, yeah, that's exactly what my dad told me, and I was like, Dad, we're getting like, I don't know, like 100,000 like plays a month, like this
Like,
is once in a lifetime. But
My dad actually, I was thrown off because I called him and I was like ready to break the news. I was like, we're thinking of just leaving school, and he's like, yeah. He's like, college. You can go back to college whenever you want. He's like, it's gonna save me a hell of a lot of money. So he's like, just like,
I
if you
love
don't,
that.
yeah, he's like, just go for it. If it doesn't work out, you can go back to college. And yeah,
Amen.
I was like, what? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
What I'm supposed to say, but
I think, well, me and Calvin, Ross wasn't going to school for music. Me and Calvin were going to school for music. And I was specifically going for a degree. Calvin was performance and more, I believe. I don't know. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know, speaking out of terms.
yeah.
But mine was like a strictly like, kind of like how to be an artist. Like it was a very like open degree, basically.
Uh-huh.
And so my parents were like, oh, you can skip the 4-year step of like doing that and just go and be. And then luckily they also just loved, you know, the EP and everything, and became like super fans instantly. So it's really nice to have parents that are super fans are like, yeah, just go do it. Just go do it.
That is so great. I mean, you guys need, I mean, it's so hard right now to make it into the industry. I think, I mean, obviously I'm not trying to get into the music industry, but as someone on the outside, my best friend is in a band in New Jersey. I'm actually from New Jersey. I'm from Edison.
oh,
Woo! Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
We
we
see you.
basically
Heck yeah.
got our roots at Rutgers. Like that's where our core fan base started, I'd say.
A mile from where I grew up.
Yeah.
I'm right
Was
on the
that-
other side of Highland Park.
That's
No way.
My sister
Yeah.
lives in Highland Park, right by Route 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a small
That is
world.
so funny. Yeah. So I mean, my best friend Brian, he has a band, and like I just know you see the struggles that people go through because so many people have access to, you know, just send out this video, send out this thing, and you can sit there all day and send. but if you don't have that real connection behind the music, a million people can see it once. They're never going to go back and look at it again, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I really feel that you guys have created something special with this. And I'm so excited to see where this goes for you guys. I want to talk about your music video that you shot at the Asbury Lanes.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. We were looking for places to shoot a music video, and we thought Battle of the Bands 2020 would be nice since there were no Battle of the Bands this year,
Right.
or last year. So we were shopping around a few places, and like they were giving us quotes of like $2,000, and we're like, all right, that's kind of fair. And then our managers just reached out to Asbury Lanes, and they're like, yeah, come shoot it for free, just like promote the venue. We're like, no freaking way. And yeah.
We also had not been a big enough band to like really play Asbury Lanes.
Yeah.
So for them to like during quarantine be like, yeah, come here for free. And then we're like, oh my gosh, we loved it. Like it was so cool.
That's like one of those like the sky opens moments.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're just like, because, okay, for people that are watching or listening, they might not know the history of Asbury Park in general, but Asbury Park in New Jersey is just like a staple. Year round, it's a staple, especially in the summer because it's right on the water. But the music scene is actually really, really cool there. There's these little like different spots, and you can just there's a lot of history there. So it's really cool that you guys were able to shoot in such like a historical like Asbury Lanes. That's badass for like this video.
Yeah.
That is number one. Like, who did this video? It was so good. I thought that like, I don't know, you guys were already signed by like a mega million, you know.
It's
So
the guy
yeah,
that filmed it. Oh, sorry, the guy that filmed it. He's done probably 5 of our music videos, 6. 5?
4.
Oh
no,
well,
no,
but he's
the 2
yeah,
that we
he's,
haven't
he's
released.
filmed more
So
than we haven't
6.
released yet. But
So many.
there's yeah. So we found him very early on in our career, and he came to the Mercury Lounge in New York to see another band play. Because he filmed a video for them. And
No, you're thinking of Corey.
Oh, I'm thinking of Corey.
It was
Oh, my bad.
Igor's friend from NJ Hits.
Oh, yeah, the NJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Okay, my bad. We did an interview at this local NJ place, and that guy was filming it, and he was like, "Hey man, like if you want to do a music video, just let me know." And we didn't know anyone else at the time.
oh my gosh, he was from the NJ. No
Yeah.
way. It's all I
You
totally
don't remember
forgot.
that?
I don't really believe so, but
That's
It was
so
a long
awesome.
time ago.
Yeah.
So we've known him for a while. We hit him up February 2018 for our first music video with him. We did Best Tears. That was the first single off of our first album. And
I think it was our first music video ever, correct?
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he
then
actually
Achy
filmed a
Bones.
music video in this location where
Yeah.
me and Ross are
Was
for
that was-
Achy Bones.
Oh yeah, Achy Bones. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for this album cycle, and what could be better, he did our horse video on No Instructions. He did Hold Me Down at Asbury Lanes. And then he did 2 others for Sailing in the Garden that haven't come out yet.
Mhm.
That is so fun. That when you have like somebody that you guys work well with and he's putting out something so good.
He's the coolest, chillest guy. He's always just like, yeah, I don't care. I have to drive like 2 hours to like see you guys. Like I do it all the time.
And
like,
what did you say his name is again?
Ryan Cantwell. Look
Okay.
him up. I think on Instagram he's
He is
Cantwell here.
Yeah.
Here. Cantwell here.
Okay.
he is literally the best guy ever.
Mhm.
But yeah, Ross, what you're saying?
Right, just the last note on the video. It was really fun for us because Asbury Park has been a huge part of our music career, I guess, as well as Rutgers.
Yeah.
But one of our first shows that we ever did was at the Stone Pony. It was a battle of the bands, so we were just kind of reliving that moment, obviously in a very ridiculous, like cartoonish fashion. But getting to see all these other acts that were coming from New Jersey, we actually met a band that played right after us. Their name's Shoebies. Since that show, we've been really good friends with them all the time, like for years and years, and we've played so many shows with them.
Do you know Stranger Things, the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid Gatton Matarazzo.
Yeah.
We opened up for his band, Work in Progress at the Stone Pony in 2017. And
That's
that got us
badass.
fans, too. That was a really fun show.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of memories in Asbury for sure that we went through the Saint, Stone Pony, House of Independence. We were playing out a lot. We love House of Independence. And then yeah, Asbury Lane's just like so legendary. We're just like super, super grateful for all these opportunities.
So I have a couple questions for you guys. If you could, and you guys don't all have to have the same answer, obviously, but if you could tour with any band, whether they're still together or not, it could have been before you were even born. You're going out with Buddy Holly, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
like,
yeah.
like, who are you performing with, and what's your dream venue?
Okay, I'll give my dead and alive answer. I mean, dead like the Beatles, without a doubt. Like, why not? Like, why would you not? That, and then today I'd probably have to choose Alabama Shakes. I love Brittany Howard. She's probably my biggest musical influence.
She's
Um,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
a
then
true icon.
we did an interview earlier today where we were asked our favorite venue or our dream venue. And I
Uh-huh.
said Red Rocks, but now that I'm thinking about it again, I actually think PNC in New Jersey would be my dream venue
Oh, PNC,
because then we could drive back home after the show.
Yeah, and they have a great sound system at PNC, I think. I mean,
They
actually,
do.
Yeah.
the Camden, what's it? BB&T
Yes.
down in by Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even close.
They have a pretty good sound system too. I've seen Dave Matthews there a few years.
Nice.
At PNC, and it was phenomenal. But,
Yeah.
Did you guys were you like the lawn kids back in the day? Like you would
Oh,
get
yeah.
I was in the arena for Dave Matthews, but for other shows, like I went to Warped Tour there a while ago, and I was a lawn kid.
Oh yeah, I mean, Warped Tour was like my big staple. I've seen Panic at the Disco 2 times there, as well as with Weezer, and I was just like, I have to ball out and like get these tickets. Also, my girlfriend, like her favorite band is like Panic, so I was like, I gotta treat her, and like I also want to go too and like sit. And then I had some buddies too in the lawn, so I could like run over to the lawn for one of the songs, be like, "This is crazy!" And then it was just like, it's such a good vibe there. And then also Warped Tour too. It's like crazy because they use the whole parking lot and everything too, so you can like, it's just like chaos the whole time, but like organized chaos. So it's just super great.
So speaking of playing on the shore, aren't you guys scheduled to be playing somewhere in September?
Yeah, we are. Okay, so our first show back from not playing a show in a year and a half might be opening up for Pearl Jam at oh wait, well, I'm blanking on the
Right,
name.
like
See here now.
Yeah.
And
The
it's
See
just
Here Now
like-
Festival, which that is held in Jersey as well, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
that would be-
Asbury.
Asbury Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only
Super.
2
That's
stages.
like, I think that's like the top. It definitely was like gave me butterflies looking at the roster, and it's like, this is like the show to do in Jersey, like at Asbury. That's as big as it gets. So
I mean, I don't know if you can see my chills, but like my chills are going. I'm in Ohio right now. My chills are saying hi to you in Jersey right now. Like they're there.
like
That's
it's
awesome.
just so crazy for us, and absolutely insane. And we
And,
were
like,
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like growing up? Were you guys like, I'm gonna be a rock star one day, or like, no? I mean, you were all like paving other paths to like college and other routes, but like this happened, and that's the beauty of like I like to call them like happenstances. Sometimes just crazy things will happen, and you're like, dude, this is why I got a flat tire last week. It's because
right?
then I had to go into the gas station and I just bought the winning lottery ticket that I wasn't even going to stop and get, you know?
Yeah.
I get that.
You guys have those moments, and I'm so excited for you. So what?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to be in a rock band since like 4th grade. I just thought it would be when I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
So it's definitely nice skipping a decade to start following. I mean, definitely because like I was going to school to be a musician, like just classical cello, and like in retrospect, I would have been so screwed during this pandemic. Like classical musicians really got hit hard because like, they live off of playing shows. So
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't know. I know Ross and I basically Calvin started pretty early with cello. Ross and I started probably 5 or 6 years later with our instruments. And for me, at least, was, you know, I always loved music. I always remember my dad showing me Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. And By the way, side note, that's the band I'd love to tour with. Like, oh my gosh, it'd be the dream if like we could play with Led Zeppelin. Anyway, I heard that and I was like, whoa, like I want to play drums. And it was interesting because I couldn't have a drum kit at the time, or like it was like kind of difficult with the situation that I was living. And like, so I ended up like, I really loved video games and I started playing Rock Band. And like I played Guitar Hero before and I loved Guitar Hero, like would do all that. And then I played drums on Rock Band. I was like, whoa, like I want to do this in real life.
Yeah.
And so I really practiced on the Rock Band drums, like got to expert on everything and was like super, like felt like it was just so much fun.
I love the journey.
It was just like,
Rock
it was
Band.
so ridiculous. But like, that's how I like pretty much practiced to like, and what happened is that then I was like in 5th grade at the time, and there was a band, like I wanted to always be in music. I did trumpet for like a month because I was like, all right, like I got to just choose an instrument. I'm not like old enough to do like the guitar or whatever. And like in band, I just want to be involved. And I like absolutely sucked at trumpet and it was impossible. And then I was like, she was like, all right, it's like the only thing you have to audition for is for drum, like percussion in the middle school. And so I started doing it. I couldn't really read very well. And so she was like kind of on the fence, like I could tell. And I was like nervous. And then she's like, can you play anything on drum kit? And I was like, I had never really touched a drum kit, but I played Rock Band. So I knew that like where stuff would go. And I played Maps by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. And she was like, how did you know how to do that? And I was like, I play Rock Band like every day. And she was like, you're in. And like, it was like, that was the reason that I got in. And then from there, like, I started learning drums, like how to read. And it was like, yeah, it's just really odd how it happened. But then I was like, this is something I really love. And I feel like I'm not too bad at, like, I feel good about, like when I'm on it, I feel good. Like it's a lot of fun. So yeah, it started to grow from there. But yeah, I'm sure Ross has that. Ross's story is really cool too, about how he kind of got into all that. It's funny just because his brother is my best friend. He has a funny story about him and his brother with guitar.
So tell me about that, Ross.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, basically, since I was like 2 years old, I signed up for everything that my brother signed up for because he was my older brother, and I just assumed whatever he was doing was like pretty cool, and like that's what kids did. And so he signed up for guitar lessons eventually when I was like, I think I was 12, and basically my brother was like, "All right, I've spent a month at this. I am no good. I'm giving it up." And then I spent a month with it, and I was like, I suck, but I really want to learn this instrument, and I really love this. And my dad always had like a big music background. Like he would always be playing music for us when we were younger, and he loved like British and American like 80s 90s music. Like Morrissey is like probably one of the favorite artists of all time, and yeah, so that was kind of the style of music that he like. He was always just like, and with the thing with the Smiths is that it was Morrissey and the lead guitar player whose name I'm blanking on right now, and I don't know why, but like they like the lead guitarist, like he wrote all the music, and it was very like all the melodies and stuff were very important. Whereas and then Morrissey just came on and wrote like these amazing like lyrics over
Johnny
them and
Marr.
melodies. Yeah. Johnny Marr. But yeah, so I was like, I really want to learn this, and basically I stuck with it forever, and I'm still doing it. But yeah, I mean, when I started, I was way more of an acoustic player, not because I had like because I didn't want to play like the music we're playing now, but it's just because I had no one else to play with, and I didn't know many people at the high school at the time. And I was way too scared to ask anyone to play with me.
Well, you also said that you're a Dave Matthews fan.
Yeah.
So that definitely, I'm just going to call it now, that definitely played a part in the style of music
Yeah. I have a couple very old YouTube covers of Dave Matthews and stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, so I was always acoustic, and then when Calvin came over, I had like one electric guitar, and he was like, use that and take a guitar solo. And I was like, what?
And then he was literally just like, and I was like, what?
But yeah, I was always acoustic until we started playing in this band. I'm still learning a lot about the electric guitar today because I mean it's been years now since I've been using it and
Right.
way more pedals. But I didn't even own a single like distortion pedal or anything when we were started. This
Ross,
band.
it's really funny because I had no idea that was true. Like I thought you had been ripping electric guitar for like since you were, you started. Like I had no clue that you were strictly, because I'd always hear Ross on acoustic. I was like, wow, this is so beautiful, and he'd rip, but I always knew he ripped on electric. So that's cool that you have.
That's wild to just, I mean, fun. Were you excited when you realized that, like, hey, I'm good at doing it this way too? Or were you like, I don't even, I'm
still terrified. Like every time it's my cue to take a guitar solo, I'm like, what can I do to make this go horribly wrong?
So where did you guys record Hold Me Down?
At Diamond City Studios.
Yeah. So this is our second record at Diamond City Studio. However, we did concentrate at Diamond City Studio 1.0, which was on Manhattan, and then that studio got moved to Brooklyn and Greenpoint.
Okay.
So What Could Be Better was recorded at Diamond City 2.0.
Nice.
So for anyone that doesn't know who runs Diamond City Studio, his name is Ayad Al-Adami. He is our manager, and he also was in Passion Pit for the first record and the first album cycle. So
First two, he's the synth player for them.
yeah, but he didn't like record any of the synths in like the second album.
They were all synths.
Man, did he?
Yeah, they were all synth players. But then he started his own punk project, Team Spirit, and then we found each other in 2017, and he was willing to give a bunch of kids from Jersey a huge break on recording in like a state-of-the-art studio. It used to be owned by Philip Glass. Have you heard of him?
Why is that name?
He did a lot of he's known for minimalist classical music, but he did like the Truman Show soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did a lot of film composing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just awesome because Ayad gave us like, I don't know, it was like 8 weeks or something to record that album for probably like way off.
He gave us time that would have literally, like, we still would be owing money. Like
we were
he believed in us so hard, and
awesome.
he ended up.
It wasn't like record your first album with me and I'll be your manager as well. It was like while we were recording it with him, there was like kind of like a synergy, and like he's such a ridiculous funny man, and like that's what got.
But he also knows his stuff so well. I remember the first time we were asked to like, meet with someone in the city for like kind of just a like, hey, well, let's like, we're this company, you're the Happy Fits, what's up, like let's keep in touch. And we were super nervous, and like he was always giving us advice, because we were just like, when you sit in there and you're like there, it's like, okay, this is kind of like school, like this is your time to really absorb like what this guy knows, like he's been in the industry, he's done all this stuff, and so one of us asked him like, hey, can you like come to the interview with us, like, and like kind of like be a mediator of just like us, know how to deal.
It was like the VP of like Sony ATV Publishing hit us up and was like, hey, I want to meet with you. Yeah.
Like,
and
and we were
so nervous.
So nervous. So we called up Ayad and we're like, Ayad, please, like, can you please come to this? Because like we're gonna just be tripping over our feet. And so he went in there and he handled it like just like he's so good like socially of like talking. He's like the ground guy, just like you meet him and it's so hard not to like him. And so he did that, and we were in there and it went great. And then we walked out, and I remember talking to him, like we were sitting in like there's a park, kind of like a tiny park outside of their headquarters. And I was like, hey, can you do this for us like all the time, like jokingly but also super serious? And he laughed and he was like, yeah, actually, I think I could. And then it was like 2 weeks later or a week later, he was like, hey guys, would you be opposed to me managing you guys? We're like, nope, not at all. Like, this is great. And
That's
so, yeah,
amazing.
so we kind of have built this relationship where we have, he's our full-time manager, and he also has recorded our first or our both of our full LPs with us. And so
Wow.
it's really great. And then also a significant other, Elizabeth, she's amazing. She does like a lot of our artwork, and she did the What Could Be Better album, like a lot of merchandise, all this stuff. So it's like we've really built this team with this guy, and it's just, it's a really incredible. Like you said, you go to the gas, you lose your gas, you go to the gas station and you get the lottery ticket. It's just all this like coincidence that happens of just series of events.
And that's part of the reason why I'm trying to do this magazine too. I mean, we've all had a hell of a year, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so everybody has a story, and there's always more to the story that sometimes we don't even know the amazing things that one person or two people or three guys in a band from Jersey have been through, or the steps that they've taken to be,
Yeah.
making me in Ohio pull my car over on the side of the road and throw a happy fit because you guys are on the radio.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. At least for me, like growing up, you don't think of your favorite bands as people. You just like
They're on
assume
a
that
pedestal.
they're that way. Like, and you don't realize the grind for years that they probably went through to get there, and how many, weird basements they ended up in playing shows and stuff. And yeah, that's something we didn't even take into consideration when we all dropped out of school. Like, to think about that, we were just like, let's be a band without even thinking about what that entails. But
Yeah, I was like, let me take off a semester, and it's like, yeah, I haven't gone back. It's been a few years.
Dude, imagine like Kiss getting off of tour, or like off of like a massive stage, and then they pull into a Wendy's and order.
yeah, right.
Burgers.
It's like, man,
It's like
the way
when
the
I was
rock star
younger,
lifestyle.
I was just like, these like musicians are otherworldly. Like I bet they're rolling in dough. They have mansions. They're eating
Yeah.
at steakhouses every night.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like us after a show, after playing to like even like a couple hundred people, we're just like, oh man, I really want some chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
So one last side note really quick is I'll always remember Ross. Like we left school and we were sitting in, trying to figure out our future and everything. And Ross goes, well, like I watched an interview on the Lumineers, and they were like, yeah, we didn't make any money we didn't make like an actual profit for like 4 years. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, that's crazy. But like in reality, when you actually go through it and everything too, it's like, wow, that is incredible standards that they started like legitimately making like bank 4 years
4 years,
in.
that's nothing.
Yeah, it takes, I mean, you look at all these other bands, it takes sometimes 10 years for them to even just be seen. And it's like, it's so crazy. Like the Black Keys, it took them like 9 years to pop off. They had been a band for 9 years.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to just it's kind of like going through school. You just got to keep your head down, keep grinding and like doing it. And, with all this like hard work and like how much great stuff Calvin and Ross have been doing, it's like we finally, we've always been seeing great positive feedback about everything, but it's like, it's really like coming to life, and it's so exciting. And
And especially right now, like I said, it's just people need so much joy right now, right? I mean, I just America, not even beyond America, the world
yeah,
is looking to, and they're watching you guys. They're watching entertainers to see, because you guys are the only things that are like getting us through right now. So honestly, what do you have to look forward to? You're not going out with your friends, right? So
yeah, I get that.
I really appreciate when people have such passion for what they're doing, and it's just obvious that you guys just vibe. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know what else to say except that I can't wait for the next like 50 songs plus.
thank you.
Thank you.
We can't wait till we write them, so we're not stressed about it anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so what's that like for you guys, your writing process?
Yeah, I mean, right now, like, after seeing the response from radio, like, we definitely want to move for the time being into that like kind of sonic space,
Yeah.
and the vocals are very like heavily compressed in your
Yeah.
face. The guitars are like screeching in the background. It's hard to do that though with the cello, so sometimes we have to make compromises in the studio and try to sneak a bass in there or something, or like a synth hidden in the background.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a different way of approaching writing. I think when we started in like 2018 or 2016, I was just like, I want to write music like the Beatles and like layer like 5 string parts and like have vocals all over the place. But now we're definitely approaching songwriting from a much more, just as passionate but more practical perspective. And I think it's definitely going to help us out in the long run.
Well, there's a lot of important like factors in the sense of like the main writing process is that Calvin and Ross come to, the band and they're like, hey, these are melodies, these are chords, this is how it comes. And then we kind of like typically we'll all come together. Sometimes like things will be fully fleshed out and we're like, yo, this is sick. But like they always like it usually is like a hey, what do you think? Kind of opinion. And then we'll all work together. But a big factor of like that's come into it is that you need to be able to portray what you're doing sonically on a record as well. Like you need to portray it live as well. So for us, our vibe is that we're pretty straightforward. Like currently we are not a click track band and we don't have any like overdub anything. So it's the 3 of us as a band.
Yeah.
And so it started turning into like, what can we write? I think a lot of Calvin Ross's mindset is like, what can we write as a band where we can like have it slam on a record, but also when we play live, it doesn't feel like it's lacking something.
Yes.
And also that then ties into a Yad and like our management and everything and the whole team of like, what is the best way to portray that? Because they take a big part in that too, of just like having an outside, I guess, audience or ear, because you can get lost in your own way a little bit. And so, yeah, it's definitely a very interesting process. But yeah, Calvin and Ross basically come and they go, hey, I got these songs. And then we work on it as a band. And then we go to the team and go, hey, this is what we got. And then we'll go, all right, let's make an album. Let's choose the best songs or the best like things. And then we can switch them around. But yeah.
So are we like writing, are we writing the music first or are we writing the lyrics first?
Definitely, it's always music for me at least first. I mean, I kind of got my singing chops on Rock Band as well. Yeah.
We're really promoting Rock Band.
I was gonna say, do they even still sell it? Because if
I
not,
Please
know.
make a Rock Band
So
5 so
much
we can
fun.
live our dreams again.
Yeah, and the thing is,
you guys will be the ones in the tracks.
Yeah, I would sing like In Bloom or like Weezer songs. I'd never heard these songs, but I was really good at following the lines.
Yeah.
So I got really good at singing nonsense, but like following a melody. And I think that kind of, that kind of influenced me in terms of being able to think of melodies without words behind it. So that the lyric process is always like, that's the long process for me because it's like, I'm not good. I didn't read much when I was younger, like, I'm not much to know it, but I still had my fair share of like hardships in life. So it's always about trying to like dig deep and then, of course, making it rhyme, which is so hard. So yeah, definitely.
I'm really good at Scrabble. I know a lot of words. So if you have any words, just send me a message. I'll send you a word.
Could really rack up those combos.
Yeah, like but yeah, it's usually 99% of the time music first, and then lyrics later. And if the melody sounds extremely happy, I'll try to like contrast that with some pretty dark or painful lyrics.
Yeah, because you want to appeal, and not appeal, but like reach everyone. And I mean, I could tell you, I can go from probably 50 different moods in one song if it's a good one,
Yeah.
So what do you guys have coming up? What are your plans for, I mean, the next time we can all get out there and play some music?
So we're eyeing right now November of 2021 to be like that's the month we're gonna be trying to hit as many states as possible. Take like a few days break for Thanksgiving and then just like continue to just go.
Well, if you guys want to come to a small Appalachian town in
Yeah,
Ohio, which is
yeah.
actually it's a really cool town. Ohio University's here, so there's like 30,000 students
What
in
time?
like
No way.
Athens.
Oh, Athens is
Maybe
great.
it's not that much.
We played there. Yeah, we played. I gotta look this up.
We
Big
played
Room
with that
Bar.
band Dots.
Wait, no, it's Columbus.
Remember the band?
Oh, you played in
No,
Columbus.
that's
That's like an
Athens,
hour
Georgia.
north.
Oh,
of
yeah.
No, we
Wrong
definitely
place.
played Athens, Ohio once. I gotta check
Oh, we
this out.
we did that. We played Athens, Ohio, and Athens, Georgia on our same DIY tour.
Oh, that's
So-
right. We played there.
Wait, where did you play in Athens, Ohio?
That's the
So pissed.
jazz band. The jazz band that we love. We love them. They're like our friends. Why am I blanking on this? The Soul AM Soul
AM
Society.
Soul
Do you know AM Soul
Society?
Society?
I'd be lying.
Is that where
Sorry.
Scully's was?
Was it Scully's? Do you know Scully's? No, that's Columbus. I
No,
keep
Scully's
getting
is in
Columbus.
Tulsa.
Oh,
Columbus.
we
Yeah.
played with them in Athens. Sorry,
We did.
Trying
I
to
swear.
remember.
No, this is like wild because so many times I'll mention Athens and everyone's like, I don't know. But
No,
now we have like Joe Burrow came from Athens. I don't know if you guys watch football, but like that's our like claim to fame now is he got the whatever
Yeah.
the Heisman.
Yeah.
2018.
Sports aren't my thing.
Yeah, we booked all our own tours in 2018, and we played a lot of basement shows because that's who would mostly book us in a lot of places. We're just college kids that had houses in basements. So Athens, Ohio is a college town, so that's
Wait,
why.
did you play it at a college house or was it at
No,
like
we actually ended up playing. It was remember they had the trivia night right before it, and then a lot of people stuck around. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
okay, was it a Mexican restaurant called Casa? Soul.
No,
Casa
wait.
Soul?
I'm gonna
Is it?
find this.
Is there
Yeah,
a pool
yeah.
table in the back and a recording studio? Because I remember that. There's
Oh,
like
this is gonna be
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
yeah. There's like is
Yeah.
it like on a booth up a little bit?
Is that
I
what-
think so.
Casa
Did it go?
It was a tiny stage. It was so much fun though. And then we got interviewed in our van by that kid and his brother
Oh,
before
is
the
that,
show.
is that the one where we stayed at the Airbnb with the?
What year? You said this is 2018?
This is
Yeah, it was
2018,
probably.
A lot of detective work going on right here.
April or May.
I know. I'm like,
I
feel like-
gotta find this out.
and once you get a mindset of like that you can accomplish what you're meant to, it all starts
Yeah.
happening. And you realize you can have fun on the journey instead of just staring at the goal.
Yes, 100%.
I
I
was
love that.
totally wrong.
We played Akron, Ohio, not.
Oh,
Akron.
I was thinking of
lame.
the shrunken head in Columbus. My bad.
It was a lot of research. I'm
bad.
disappointed.
What a loophole of that. Yeah. there.
But that
Calvin's
just means that
silently
you guys will have to come out and play here in Athens, Ohio.
Yeah,
Yes,
I would love
100%.
that.
We would
I mean,
definitely.
yeah, hey, we are so down for basement shows. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm down for any show.
So back on.
I mean, you're saying that now, but after the summer, I don't know if you guys are gonna be as a after you do this or not this summer, but the show in Asbury Park with Pearl Jam.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be like, yeah, I'll still play in your basement. Yeah, just make sure there's a bag of Doritos on the couch for me. It's fine. No.
I mean, nothing beats the vibe of being in a sweaty basement where no one knows what's going on. And
Yeah, you're about to pass
at any
out.
moment.
That pretty much
Hydration.
encapsulates Rutgers University.
Yeah, it was.
I would go to
so
Rutgers
funny.
Fest. My senior year of high school, we would go to Rutgers Fest because it was right down the road, and
That's awesome.
like
just
it's
insanity.
all it's dirty basements.
But yeah, I mean, like, kind of back on your note before a little bit of like hopefully we can tour in fall. Like that's kind of the plan. And when we do, like you said, we're trying to hit everything because it's tough. We released this album in the height of the pandemic, pretty much, and like. Luckily for us, it worked out very well. There's a lot of bands I think that released that suffered a lot, or just bands that are suffering in general because of all of this. And we're super, fortunate. But like, yeah, we're hopefully, if it works out in fall, nonstop. If not, the second that it's free, it's like, yeah, we're pretty much doing endless time of touring to just hit.
It's gonna be so much
I
fun.
want to be like
I-
Metallica.
Yeah.
Definitely miss it for sure.
We want to be like Metallica, where we toured for 2.5 years.
Yes, and then you don't have to tour for like a while, but then like,
That'd be
oh,
nice.
man,
Yeah.
I thought how many times have I seen him now? I've seen him 5 times now, Metallica. And the last time I saw them, they were up in Columbus and they were at the soccer stadium up there, and it started pouring rain and we're outside and it's lightning and they have to like cancel the show. This was the night after Chris well, why am I drawing a blank? He passed away, musician Chris.
My gosh.
You know who I'm talking about. I know you do.
Yes.
But yeah, he passed away the night before, and he was supposed to play with.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
I had tickets. Well, I didn't. Yeah, I did have tickets to see him on his acoustic tour, and I absolutely love Soundgarden, and I love Audio Slave, and I love him. That
Yeah.
was So I was totally blanking. I don't. For some reason, I didn't make that connection.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Chris.
Yeah.
It'll come out eventually. But yeah, I mean, it's just the venue, and it's like pouring rain, and the lightning's coming down, and everybody else is like leaving, and me and my husband stayed, and there was probably only maybe 100 people, and I'm talking this was like a packed stadium to begin with. Everybody else bolted. They ended up coming back out, and it was just they let everybody out onto the field. And like,
no way.
Yeah, and it's like
so
that's
sick.
like you stick around for these kind of things if you want stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So
That happened with Calvin watching the Killers too. It started pouring rain. It was like the first night show.
I got there like early to see Haim, and then like they played their set. Everyone left. I got even closer, and then it just started pouring for like 3 hours. I was like in flip flops, short shorts. I had like a little backpack on with all my clothes I was gonna change into, all just getting soaked. I was like, I will see the Killers.
And you know,
I did.
10 years from now,
10
years from now, there's gonna be a kid in the crowd in the pouring rain saying, "But I'm seeing the happy face."
Dude, we've had that where like kids in like Phoenix or something will like in 100-degree weather get to the venue like hours and hours early, and we're like, we're so sorry.
We're like, do you need water? Like, what do you? They're like hiding under like there's a sign, and then it's like the sun is in a certain area, so they can cover their face on like a like traffic sign, and it's like that equivalent of just like, hey, can we do anything for you? Because this is crazy that you're even here.
We wish you wouldn't do this.
Yeah, like your health is more important. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate the support, but we want you to be alive so you can keep supporting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, all right, guys. I know we were kind of all over the place, but I just had so much fun chatting with you guys. And next time I'm in Jersey, I'm going to reach out to you guys because we got to get together at bowling at Asbury Lanes.
Ooh, yeah.
Or
this interview would then go on for.
We can,
Oh yeah. This interview would go on for 10 hours.
We can go.
I mean, I could seriously just like, I don't know, get my dinner and we could just like, whatever. It's fine.
Man, the end of this interview is also the time to figure out a hangout too. I love it. This is so great.
Yes. Yeah, seriously. Next time I'm in Jersey, will reach out to you guys. And
cool. You can reach out to our Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, the three of us have a DJ alias called Mr. Whiskers of the Cephalopods. So if you ever hear of like a frat party needing like a DJ set, Mr. Whiskers and the Cephalopods will be there.
Wait, time out. You guys, have you performed anywhere yet?
No.
We did.
It all started in a coffee shop in Canada, in Vancouver, in Toronto. Yeah.
No, Hamilton, Ontario.
We're debating. So we do a holiday show every year, and each year it's been getting bigger and bigger. And this year we have potentially 3 nights. We're aiming to do 3 nights this time, and we're thinking of one of the nights we're having like the guest, or like either an after party or early show of Mr. Whiskers and the Cephalopods. And
my God, yes.
Yeah.
So the only time we performed is for our album release party of this album, and it was in the studio we recorded in, and we all dressed up in ridiculous outfits.
Yeah.
And
we got like light up ties, light up belts. It was sick.
Okay, so this needs to be like live streamed. We need to like start planning
Yeah, yeah.
like tickets
Oh, yeah.
need printed.
we never,
You
we
need
never
an
warn,
MC.
we
Like,
never warn our fans whenever Mr. Whiskers is gonna perform. So whenever it happens, they're always just like, "What is this? I wanted
What
to
is
see you
going
guys
on?
play music." Like,
What fever dream am I in right
yeah,
now?
yeah, that's my favorite comments. So they're like, "It feels like a fever dream."
oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious and so much fun and so talented. And I can't wait for the rest of the world to hear your music and just get to know you guys a little bit better because you're real dudes. And I'm
Thank you.
just honored to have talked to you tonight. So
Thank
Well,
you.
we
I will
are
talk
honored
to you
to
guys
have
soon.
been here.
Yeah, we'd love to talk to you soon. Have a great one. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep playing your music.
Heck yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
So much love in this heart of mine.